what happens when a storm comes up on you. Oh my god. So I'm not sure how to start this video, but yesterday I came out to this area about 2 miles outside of my little town. Set up my teepee shelter with the little wood stove inside and was planning on spending the night. They called for a little bit of snow, but nothing too serious. And then the weather got really nasty. And I decided that, it's better for me to leave than to stay all night just enduring that weather. So my teepee shelter is all set up. I brought out a little stove this time, and it's not the ideal setup, but this will work. I've had shelters like this before, although they were bigger and taller with open fires in the middle. Just small open fires, and the smoke gets funneled out through the top of the teepee. This stove here is basically just to contain the flame, so I can have a slightly bigger fire. And all the smoke will go up here and out through the top. I tested this out last night in my backyard and everything seemed to work great. So I began cutting up firewood. If I want to spend the night, I need lots of firewood. There's a few fallen trees here. They are poplar, which doesn't burn very hot, but that's all I have. There's one there, one right here. There's another long one right over there. Plenty of firewood all around. You just have to go get it. I was actually thinking of setting up my shelter right by the firewood, but then I'd be right in the open, getting exposed to the wind. So basically just been collecting firewood this whole time. I try to collect about 5 times as much as I think I need. So I'm getting close to home, so I thought I'd stop and film, even though I probably shouldn't be. I went out for a day hike, set up my shelter, my teepee, and wood stove. Then the storm just blew in. Where's my house? Right there. So got a ways to go yet. What a day. So I'm back at the workshop. My feet are nice and dry and warm now. Got that fire blazing. You can see I actually have snow coming into my workshop here through the window. It's blowing that bad out there. So I was planning on spending the night in my teepee. I was not expecting that storm. You know, the weather has been so off. Like the weather forecast has been so off this year. You never know what's going to happen. The wind picked up, just started blowing and snowing, and I decided to leave. I actually left my teepee and my stove set up, but I had to get out of there right away, especially before dark. So I'm having supper. I was supposed to have this out at my teepee there. I packed up my sled with everything except for my tarp, my wood stove, and a chair. So I brought my sled back out today. I'm going to tear everything down eventually and go back home. Another thing that happened yesterday was I dropped my action camera in the snow somewhere. And I spent probably 2 hours kicking around and I couldn't find it. So I brought this rake out. See if that helps. But I really didn't go very far. Just around this teepee and then down over to where I was collecting firewood. And that was it. And you think I could find it? And most of the footage that I shot yesterday was on that camera. So here's inside my little teepee. I know someone's going to comment about the stove, but normally I have a stovepipe that would go right to the top, but that's out at my cabin. And on my last trip, I forgot to grab it. But I've had shelters like this before with open fires. Never had a problem with smoke because it all goes out through the top. I know it's sunny and it looks really nice out, but it's actually minus 28 with the wind chill. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is look for my camera. So I've been working my way with this rake, looking for my camera. No luck yet. And if I don't find it today, I'll just have to come back here in about 3 months when all the snow's gone, and I'm sure I'll find it then. It's in a plastic housing, so it is waterproof. So no luck finding my action cam. I'm sure I'll turn up someday. I'm glad I left last night. You know, I'd rather walk an hour than spend 15 hours just stuck inside this shelter. Like, that storm just kept getting worse. So I'm going to enjoy the shelter for a little while longer, then tear it down. I will spend the night here sometime, but not tonight. It's supposed to be minus 30 wind chill overnight, and I just don't think this wood stove could keep up to that. And I also heard some snowmobiles earlier, so hopefully I can follow their trail and make my life a lot easier. Well, I can't believe it actually managed to roll up my tarp quite tightly. Because every time the wind picked up, it would just start blowing all over the place. It's got to be wrapped up tight because it actually fits inside the stove. And these poles, I'm going to lean them up against a tree with the other one, and I can use them next time. So I'm all packed up, ready to go. Somebody just came by on a snowmobile not too long ago, so if I can follow their trail, it'll make my life so much easier. Well, if I run into that guy in the snowmobile, I'm definitely going to ask him for a lift. Not fun.